Facebook.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have vowed to take away your Second Amendment rights through gun bans, gun confiscation, and government regulations. Now, Joe Biden is no longer hiding his real intentions, and we need you to take action now.
Whether it's a 9mm pistol or whether it's a rifle is ridiculous. I'm continuing to push to eliminate the sale of those things. But
the Biden administration is coming after your right to own any gun, and we need you to text PROTECT2A to 888-762-0221. Joe Biden has already issued executive orders. He is now demanding Congress push through radical gun legislation. You can fight back to stop Joe Biden's gun grab, but you must text PROTECT2A to 888-762-0221. Take action to protect your right to keep and bear arms. We urgently need millions of Americans to text PROTECT2A to 888-762-0221. Text PROTECT2A to 888-762-0221.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Daily Bullet. My name is Paul Lathrop. I'm the Deputy Director of New Media for the Second Amendment Foundation. Joining me today, Charlie Cook, the most recognizable backside in Second Amendment media. Charlie, thanks for coming by today, man.
I love it when you say that, Paul. That's totally hysterical. Good to see you.
Well,
so how was, before we kick things off, how was Arizona?
Arizona was amazing. Arizona was a lot of fun. Got to meet up with a lot of my friends that are in Second Amendment media. A lot of people that are activists. Just got to just get together with people again, and it's been so long since I've been able to do that. Last time I really got to be able to get together with people was the Mag 40 that was hosted up here in Sioux Falls, which is back in July.
Early June.
Early June? Okay. And so it's been, what, 9-10 months. So... well, eight or 9 months, I guess now. So anyway, it's been a very long time. I was not able to go to SHOT Show. I really wish I could have done that. And then, let me correct myself. We had AmCon. I was able to.
We had AmCon.
Some people there, but the in person was limited. The online was huge, but since AmCon, since I've been able to be able to personally connect with people. And I really missed that, and I'm really glad that we were able to do that. Got to talk with my boss, Alan Gottlieb, for a while, and that doesn't happen nearly enough. And so, come on! Not only do I get to work for SAF, I get times when I get to meet with the guy for 15 to 30 minutes, just me and him. Come on.
He's an amazing wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
And he's a great.
As a matter of fact, if you go to my personal Facebook page, don't stop streaming now. Stay with us. But in between the Daily Bullet and Polite Society podcast, go to my personal Facebook page, and there is a video up of Alan talking. And one of the things I really took heart with is he made a point where it was all doom and gloom when the Biden administration came in. And one thing he pointed out is we are 8-0 or against the Biden administration, or more correctly, the Biden administration is 0-8 of getting what they want for getting gun restrictions and gun laws passed. They are 0-8 of getting what they wanted to get done, meaning we are still winning. So that was amazing. So
I got staying with the theme here before we get into our stories. I did get an email, probably 2 emails from a couple different places that, and I know it's not something that we're scheduled to talk about, but I think it said that Biden was going to sign the Small Arms Treaty. The UN Small Arms Treaty.
Okay.
But I tried tried to find something on it, and the most recent stories I could find were back from the fall, October maybe 2021. So I don't know if it's some old news or I don't know. And the stories I looked at said he was going to sign it back then. So I'm not sure what's going on, but
yeah.
Let's hope. Let's hope. You know, the ironic thing is when people wanted, when they want, generally speaking here, when they want the Republicans, when the Democrats want the Republicans to fail, it's bad for America. But when the Republicans want the Democrats to fail, it's good for America.
Generally, there are, of course, I do not fall in lockstep with everything the Republicans say.
Oh, sure.
They're pretty good on gun rights, most of them.
Most of them, but we got a story about some people that aren't.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go ahead and let's kick off the stories we got, and I'm gonna put one up, and this is Giffords Law Center put up their annual scorecards for states ranking for gun laws. And this, as everybody is watching, and by the way, if you want to get your comments in, comment on either the YouTube or Facebook video, we'll put your comments up. We'll talk about your comments on the air. But this is what the rankings look like for the Giffords Law Center. The bright red are all Fs. As you can see, I'm scrolling over my home state there of South Dakota, F. And in the center of the country, there's a whole bunch of bright red. Alaska's bright red F. And on the edges, there's some, darker colors. New York gets an A minus. New Jersey gets an A. California over here gets an A. Hawaii gets an A minus. And it just, Giffords is really, they're really pushing to embarrass the states and to try and push gun laws. And I want to scroll down because Charlie and I were talking about this. How does your state compare? We wanted to compare Charlie's state of Massachusetts and my home state of South Dakota. And I'm really proud to say that my home state of South Dakota got a F. And I'm really pushing for Giffords. You need to insert the grade of F minus. I promise I'll help South Dakota get there.
It really is depressing. If you I'm going to scroll back up to the map here, and if we look at the map, we can see that the states that have the states that have the most restrictions and the most issues with firearms and the most infringement are the states that are getting good grades.
Yes.
We all know that crime is high in Chicago, and it's very difficult to get a concealed carry permit. We know California has mag bans, and then they don't have mag bans, and then they have assault weapon bans, and you can only buy ammunition at the gun store, but you can't bring any home with you. We know in New York City it's virtually impossible to get a concealed carry permit. We know in New Jersey the only way you get a concealed carry permit is with a justifiable need and posthumously.
Yes.
We know that Connecticut is just their governor just came out and said he wants to fight legal guns and illegal guns to lower crime in New Jersey, and of course Massachusetts. I got nothing to say there. And we can see that all these bad states are the ones that are getting good grades from Gifford.
Well, and one that we were talking about a little bit was Arkansas. Although Arkansas did get an F, their gun deaths per 100,000. Number 8 out of 50, and I'm going to put it to you like this. I think, Charlie, honestly, the reason they're so high in gun deaths is a whole lot of people in Arkansas still know Hillary. That's what's going on there.
That is true. That is true, and we know that they are susceptible to suicide, like Epstein's buddy, who mysteriously died in jail in France today.
Mm-hmm. And the video cameras on the cell were not working somehow. Shocking.
It all I like to use that. Remember the Talking Heads back in the 80s, and they had that little, the guy would chop his arm and same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Yes.
Very much. Very much the same as it ever was.
We're starting to get comments in here. Let me get one up from John here. Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings arrested 5 people for 91 straw purchases last week. As a result, she now wants a state permit to purchase law. Typical Democratic logic. Oh.
So here's the thing with the straw purchases. The person that's buying it passes the background check.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give it to someone who's not supposed to have it. That's illegal. How do we make it more illegal? How do we make it more illegal? It's I just saw in Worcester, Massachusetts. I just saw a story today that said there were 3 teenagers that were arrested in downtown Worcester. All of them, 3 teenagers, all of them illegal possession of firearms. And I commented on the Worcester Police Facebook page. I said, "Geez, if it's only illegal for teenagers to get to get handguns." I'm like, "Oops, never mind."
Right. Charlie, it's not a gun-related comment, but this is still a great comment. Charlie Chambers commenting, "Hello from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Ukraine's 5-day forecast is 2 days."
Nice. Charlie's great, man. I miss Charlie.
I'm telling you. Charlie actually came up and trained with us up in Sioux Falls when we did that Mag 40 in June, and love Charlie's humor. Absolutely love Charlie's humor.
He and Ringo are so much to be around.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right.
So this the website here. I mean, if they go to the Giffords.org, they can see all the stats. California, they say, has the strongest gun laws. The most improved is Colorado. That's because everyone's stoned there.
Yes.
And Hawaii is the safest state because the criminals, it's like Alcatraz. Like the criminals have nowhere to go. Like they only have so far to run. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and let me go ahead and put that up again. There's Hawaii right there. Gun deaths per 100,000, 3.4. And I'm convinced, Charlie, they're including if a police officer has to shoot somebody in the line of duty, they include that. Suicides, they're including those. They're including everything in there.
Right, and I'm sure you remember in New Hampshire after the marathon bombers that we had here in Boston about 8 or 9, 10 years ago. They were reading off the list of names of people who died from gun deaths, and they named off one of the terrorists. What do they call it? The crockpot bombers. Whatever that was, I forget. They named one of their listed their name as one of the people that died to gun violence, and then people are like, "Hey, wait a second! He was shooting back at the police in a gunfight on a chase on the lam from them for setting off a bomb."
Doesn't matter to them. They'll still. There were guns around when this person died. That's all that matters to the anti-gun crowd.
Yeah.
So that's really, really all that matters to them. Next story, and we were talking early when we very first started this thing up. There are Republicans that are there. Let's put it this way: they're for the Second Amendment, but
the Second Amendment butts exactly.
Yes. And I think we can count the governor of Indiana in the Second Amendment but category there.
Which is really too bad because Indiana's got a pretty good track record of issuing carry permits and going along with shall issue.
Well, yeah, and as a matter of fact, Indiana now has a lifetime carry permit. If you pay, it's a little more than a normal fee, but if you pay a little bit more, your carry permit never expires, ever. You never have to go back and get another one. You pay your fee, and if you don't commit a felony, your
you're
permit
good
is
to go
forever. Yeah. When you're
That's
93 years old, you can strap on the holster and grab your walker, and as you're going down the hall in the nursing home, you can be protecting yourself as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, but your photo is going to look like you were 23.
You know, I should get out my up until last year, South Dakota. I don't have. I'm not going to put it up in front of the camera anyway. But South Dakota's ID, their concealed carry permit, didn't have a picture on it. It was there was no. It didn't even look. Most concealed carry permits from most states look like a driver's license. Not ours.
Wow. I when I got my gun license in Massachusetts in 2002, I called it it wasn't a license, it was more like a placard. It was big enough that it was big enough that it would not fit in your wallet. And
So
the
how are you
picture
supposed
was
to carry it?
I have no idea. Like it's you have to get like one of those big billfolds, you know what I mean?
Oh, the trucker
big
wallets with the chain
Yes,
on it.
and chain it to your belt. Exactly. That's what you needed. Holy moly, man! I'm pretty proud of my picture. I'll have to share it with you sometime. I look like I should have been. Should have had numbers underneath my name. I had long hair, earrings. I had this goatee that came down to my, down to here. It was pretty crazy.
Very cool. So yeah, the story off of AmmoLands, it looks like the Indiana Senate is going to go ahead and call the governor's bluff, which is great. The governor has publicly said he's for constitutional carry, but he's pressuring the Senate, do not send me this bill. I want to run for the U.S. Senate, and I don't want to have to run for U.S. Senate with having to either sign or veto this bill. I don't want to have to deal with this. Don't send me this bill, is what he's been telling the state Senate. And it looks like the state Senate may actually just go ahead and send him the bill anyway. And good on them. Let him get him on the record.
Absolutely. He's got to take care of the people of Indiana, and he's got to take care of their freedoms and the liberties that they have there.
Yeah, 100%. They must. All right, I need to get some more comments in. I've got so much going on. I've got so much on the same screen. I'm going to get some of these comments up here. Dan Waz, who's coming up, I don't know if this is his Wednesday or not. He's one of our Wednesday people, but Dan says, "Hey, nice shirt, Charlie. Why don't you go ahead and show that off, buddy?"
All right, look at this. There we go. I don't know if Dan was going to watch, but I thought I'd wear his shirt. Thanks, man.
George says, "Howdy, gun people," and Clover Tack. Love this.
All
Charlie,
right.
Charlie, he's our man. If he can't do it, yeah, we'll find someone else. No big deal.
I'm feeling the love, man. I'm feeling the love.
All right. So what else have we got? We've got a crap ton of good stuff coming out of Arizona. All kinds of good gun bills, and this was talked about a lot at the rally. There are good gun bills that are just waiting to come out of committee. And then all of a sudden today, we're getting stories that these things are popping out of committee. They're going to be going into the Senate and the House. One of them, the bill would allow teachers to keep loaded guns in their cars on school property. And they're also looking to get the FASTER program.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah,
in Arizona,
the FASTER Saves Lives is great. I actually took the class with Cheryl Todd and Dave Laird, who are both with the AZCDL, the Arizona Citizens Defense League. I've been a teacher for 100 years. I've been a teacher since the 1900s, is what I tell my students. And it's not a lie. But I certainly try not to, mix my worlds. But I'm all for teachers carrying. Let them carry. If they have some training, if they have a permit, if they've met the requirements that the state sets, let them carry. There are more people when I carry in Walmart than there are in the classrooms that I go to when I have to work. Do you know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I think. But one of the bills here talks about allowing parents to leave a firearm locked in a secure container in their car, which is to me, it's a step in the right direction. I stopped carrying inside the waistband, and I started to carry on my ankle because of the convenience of putting it on and taking it off when I would go into places where I can't carry. If I take the gun out of the holster, then the trigger's exposed, and then there's more of a chance when the trigger's outside of the gun that it's going to go off when it's inside of the gun. And if I'm juggling my gun around, I hate to say juggling it around, but if I'm juggling
rather than
outside the holster, right, inside of my car, because the people that are parked next to me are looking at me and wondering what's going on, I'm actually more likely to have an accidental discharge on the inside of my car while I'm sitting in it. So as much as I appreciate that this is a step in the right direction, we'll take it. We'll take it, absolutely.
Yeah, I've and unintended discharges, accident or negligent discharges or whatever. These are I've gotten phone calls from people who in the middle of the night they don't know who else to call, so the call has come to me saying, look, this just happened. What the hell do I do? My first question is, well, is anybody injured? And thankfully, the 2 times it's happened, the answer is both times has been no. Well, in that case, are you a member of an organization, something like ACLDN, something like U.S. Law Shield or something? If that, then why the hell are you calling me if you are? If not, then you probably should have been, because if the police come, you're going to have to explain it to them either way. But, the unintended discharge of and let's face it, you absolutely have to be 100% careful. I myself am going to say there are accidental discharges are amazingly, incredibly rare. The vast majority of the time, a firearm goes off when there was no intention for the firearm to go off. It's not accidental; it's negligent. Is kind of where. Wow! I look over and
so many comments.
Yes! Holy cow! Okay. Let me see if I can find the beginning of this thread, because holy smokes.
Boy, we got somebody fired up, huh?
I'm telling you. Let me Carrie Ann on the YouTube side, let me see if I can find over there where no, you're on the Facebook side. I'm trying to find where that beginning, where that I can't find the beginning of that thread, and I'm just confused by coming in the middle. I'm sorry. So, but let me get to some of Clover Tack's comments here. That rally in Arizona seemed to be an off-the-chain good one. Seems great momentum going into legislative sessions. And one thing Susan and I talked about is it would be great to be able to multiply that across states. The only issue is most states right about now, South Dakota is wrapping their legislative session up. And, oh, by the way, it's starting to snow right now, and we're expecting a low, I think, of like 10 below tonight, and we're supposed to be getting a major snowstorm. So
Great.
Second Amendment rallies in January and February in South Dakota are not. Yeah, we're not going to get 77 and sunny like we had in Phoenix. So
This is true.
and I'm thinking Washington and Oregon are going to be a little bit iffy on the weather side in their
Right.
legislative seasons. I would think that maybe Ohio runs 12 months of the year. We could find a good time there.
Good summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas, they have pretty decent weather in the winter. Maybe we could do it down there, but yeah, we had talked about that. It's just the legislative sessions usually start late January. They wrap up pretty much all around the country by early April at the latest, except for the few states that run 12 months a year.
I'm dying to see what Carrie Ann's comments are. She's actually going to her episode of Writing Shotgun with Charlie is going to be coming out tomorrow. She is the DC Project gal from Massachusetts.
Okay, well, let me get a couple more from CloverTac here, and then I'm going to come in and the first I'll try to get some comments but I cannot follow it from what came through in my software, but CloverTac says it makes zero sense that especially anyone licensed can't carry in a school. Licensed people cause what? Zero issues ever? Well, they're I can't say that nobody who's licensed has never ever caused an issue, because there are millions and millions of us. But I can say statistically, we are more law-abiding than police officers. We are more law-abiding than any other demographic of society, including presidents of the United States.
You know, we have to go through the background checks, like them or not. We have to go through them, which proves that we are lawful citizens. Mm-hmm. That we don't have criminal records, we don't have DUIs, we're not convicted felons, we don't have drug problems. We really are the good guys with a gun.
Yeah. Two more comments from CloverTac here. Anti-gunners have whittled away on our Second Amendment rights for a century or more at this point. Well, very close to the 1934 Gun Control Act is rolling up on a century old. Whittling back is a tactic that can and will work. Yes, it will. And I don't think it'll take a century to get our rights back, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. And he finally says Texas ain't even got a session in 2022, which might actually be a good thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think Congress needs to do that. Congress needs to meet every 2 years for 3 months.
I'm with you. It might be a lot less expensive, and maybe they can actually get some real work done and whittle through all of the. Speaking of whittling, whittle through all of the nonsense to get to the things that really matter. Mm-hmm. Instead of, and as much as I appreciate it, instead of National Peanut Butter Day, of course we're going to fight over smooth or chunky, right?
Hey, that's important, man. Chunky peanut butter just ain't right. I'm telling you, man. It's not done. It's like eating raw hamburger. It's not done yet.
Raw hamburger's not so bad. If you cook it on the outside a little bit, it's good, man. It's good.
All right. Let's get to Carrie Ann's comment. I don't know. She says, why not on them? Maybe that had something to do with the school. I don't know. But
oh, yeah.
And then in schools with added training. You know, and I'm not even so sure about the added training. I think, honestly, for teachers, if the teacher goes through something like the FASTER program, I think that is more than enough to certify that they're going to do just fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the score for the The score for the targets was a 28, and if you get a 27, I want to say they consider that not passing because Amanda Suffolk, I believe, got a 27 and did not pass.
Okay.
So
well, my digital assistant here is going to break in and tell us we've got Polite Society in 30 minutes. So we need to shut this down.
So much stuff we had more material than time.
Yes. Alexa, stop. So I need to tell her she's going to keep repeating it to me until I acknowledge her. But Charlie, thank you. It's always fun working with you, man.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, folks, if you are catching us live, come join us again, 5 p.m. Central Time, all the rest of this week. I do not plan on going anywhere this weekend, so we've got daily bullets every day, 5 p.m. Central Time. Adjust for your own time zone as you see fit. And then the weekend show, this weekend, we do have a weekly bullet on Saturday at noon. And let me see if very quickly I can pull up and tell you who's going to be, because I've got them booked several weeks out in advance. This weekend on the weekly bullet, Saturday at noon Central Time, is going to be Mark Walters, Mike Piwowarski, and Rob Morse joining us on the weekly bullet. That's going to be a good one. So
that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm telling you, I may be able to say 2 or 3 words in there in the whole hour.
Right. You're just emceeing that at that point.
I'm telling you. So I'll just fall back on what I was doing in Arizona. I'll just broadcast the thing and just let everybody else go.
Perfect.
All right. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Charlie, thanks for joining me again, man. And folks, come back and join us in 30 minutes over on the SAF's page, Second Amendment Foundation's page. Come join us for the Polite Society podcast. That'll be coming up in 28 minutes. So, everybody, thanks for watching.